If you frequent YouTube Fitness, there are no shortage of gurus teaching the next best exercise or exercise technique that will skyrocket your gains. There are entire channels dedicated to fancy, optimal movements that will supposedly give you superior results in less time. These channels prey on the insecurities of new lifters. If I just had better form, then I would be so much bigger. If I just knew that one special bicep curl technique, then I would have huge arms. What if I told you that building muscle is not some kind of advanced surgical procedure requiring the utmost technique and precision? What if I told you it requires something much simpler? Long before the science came out, lifters on the bench press would do reps only in the bottom half of the movement. The science at the time was full range of motion was always better, yet the bros always seemed to have bigger chests than the scientists touting the studies. Later research came out confirming that the weighted stretch was the most hypertrophic part of the rep for building muscle. Essentially, the bros were right all along. Likewise, it's helpful to view form on a spectrum instead of simply good and bad. The stricter and more conventional your form is, the better your ability to get more out of less weight. However, the lower the potential stimulus due to the intensity being placed so artificially low. The looser your form gets, the greater the weight you will need to use and the greater the injury risk. But the greater the potential stimulus due to your ability to take advantage of the weighted stretch, the eccentric part of the reps. The best approach is to go somewhere in the middle. Beginners should strive to be closer to textbook form, but once you reach an intermediate level, you've been lifting for a year and a half, 2 years, you've built up an appreciable amount of strength. It may be worth experimenting with different forms and techniques on dumbbells, cables, and machines. For movements like barbells and squats, I would err on the side of better form than not, as these movements can jack you up if you aren't careful. However, everything else should be fair game. Take advantage of the weighted stretch on your pulling exercises like rows and lat pull downs. If you jerk the weight, it's okay. If you use some body English on your curls, it's okay. Keep your form consistent and don't go too far to the right or the left. Building muscle isn't like doing surgery. It's more like tearing down a house and building it back up with rest. Treat form as a range that you are willing to work in. As you get more advanced, you will have a form that works for you, keeps your joints healthy, and allows you to progress. While we're on the subject of form, let's talk about Sam Sulek. Sam Sulek is this 21-year-old guy who blew up on YouTube recently for making vlogs on his training. He's got a very unique way of communicating. It's like you're sitting in the car talking to him and he's just explaining what he does. Sam has a very freestyle approach to bodybuilding. With that being said, there are many people who don't like him. Here's this 21-year-old guy who came out of nowhere, doesn't promote PEDs in his videos, but he has this freaky physique and he has gained more success on his channel than many influencers who have been on YouTube for years. The only way to say Sam is a bad influence is his physique, which is ridiculous because someone's physique shouldn't change what you do in the gym, as we all have different genetics, passions for lifting, and goals. The idea that unrealistic expectations stops people from achieving their goals is the biggest con created within the fitness community. This operates under the false pretext that most people train hard, consistently, and correctly for a long enough period of time to see what their potential is. Outside of professional bodybuilders and influencers, almost no one does that. Unrealistic expectations don't stop people from getting a great physique. Lack of hard work and consistency does. Anyone who dedicates 5 to 10 years of hard, consistent bodybuilding style training, not stuff with the bands or kettlebells, will achieve a physique that they never knew they were capable of. Of course, I am not saying that they will look like Sam. He likely is on PEDs, just given his transformation over the past 2 years. The issue is that hating on Sam has become a way for many to tear down his advice and his character under the veneer that they are helping, when it really just stems from jealousy. While I do think following a weekly program will yield better results for most people than just going in the gym and training whatever they feel, I think elements of Sam's training are 100% applicable to any lifter. The intensity he trains with, His utilization of a variety of rep ranges and his willingness to find what works for him are indispensable qualities of any successful lifter. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've got a beginner maths program if you'd like to take your gains to the next level. Pinned comment below. It's your boy Nick, your boy Hercules, signing out.